Welcome back to another 40 Facts about the 40K universe. I am your host, Gersh1, and today we're going to be talking about the Senior Arbitrator Leukala. If you guys are new to the channel, we post Warhammer 40K lore videos every single day. If you guys have any suggestions or any questions about the 40K universe, please comment down in the comment section below. If you enjoy our content, thank our patrons on Patreon. Just because of them that we can do this. Link in the description if you guys want to support. And what I've been trying to do is create a video with a lore portion in the beginning, a hobby portion in the middle, and then me answering the community questions that you guys left in the previous episode towards the end. I won't have time for the middle part, the hobby part, but we will get some lore and some Q&A answered. But with all that said, let's get into 40 facts on the Senior Arbitrator Leukala. Senior Arbitrator Leukala Maul is one of the most important figures in the Calixis Fleet Commander's retinue. She is his figurehead and lucky charm, which is why she holds the rank of Marshal Commodore, meaning she acts on her own accord while directing the vessels under her command, and answers only to the fleet commander himself. What makes her story so special is that she was one of 4 Voidborn sisters aboard an armed trader vessel pressed into service for the tense and bloody Second Cypherian interdiction. It was their task to support the fleet in attempting to regulate and inspect all cargo ships entering and exiting the sector. But when a miscalculated trajectory resulted in the ship arriving 10 days overdue to the Arbite's blockade, the shipmaster was fined not only part of his pay, but also some of his cargo, his ship supplies, and his crew. Although the youngest of the group, Leukala volunteered herself to the call to spare her sisters the pain of separation, and she joined the frightened throng shuffling through the transit locks off the ship that had been her world for 13 years. Most of the tithe were put straight into menial positions, but any young enough to be a potential recruit was sidelined for aptitude testing. Leukala, made fierce by desperation, passed the test with honors, and when the interdiction ended, the Arbite squadrons moved on. She was riding in the garrison decks in a uniform of a trainee. She had made it. From there, the records show little about the Arbitrator apart from her presence aboard a series of precinct ships, until the bloody guerrilla war with the Xenophile raiders through the Drusus marshes. The trader's strange weapons and fearsome boarding actions took a heavy toll on the Arbite crew, and many younger arbitrators found themselves yanked up the promotional ladder. Leukala rose to the challenge, commanding both the troops and the crew with equal measure of resourcefulness, charisma, and quickly demonstrating an initiative grasp of shipboard combat. It took 3 years for the Arbites and the Imperial Navy to turn the tables, hunt out the raiders, and exterminate them. At the final triumph aboard the Arbite flagship, Radiant Decree, Raider Chieftain was dragged the length of the ship in chains and ceremoniously flushed in the airlock with his hands nailed on the small of his back, his rite of execution branded on his chest. Within 5 years of this glorious victory, Leukala was commanding her own ship, a squadron within 10, and when the newly appointed Lord Marshal Gorman needed a commander he trusted to effectively run his very small and thin-spread fleet, there was only one name he had in mind. Since then, the Marshal Commodore has never lost the drive that propelled her through the recruitment trials, and works herself and her fleet calmly and efficiently, but relentlessly. She hates inactivity, always wrestles for the next mission and the next challenge. She even walks with an odd forward-leaning gait, as though desperate to arrive where she's going that few seconds sooner. The Radiant Decree is now her flagship, but when the ship is in port, she will transfer her flag to one of the other 2 ships, so that she can get back out there and in active command again. Her temperament is an excellent match for the Lord Marshals, and just the right one for the small and overworked fleet she commands. For her, the relentless work is a given, rather than a burden, and her own unstoppable demeanor and endless energy are an inspiration to her command. Her personal charisma and strong leadership have turned the usual prejudice over the Voidborn inside out, and the lady has become something of an iconic figure in her fleet. Portraits of her adorn many halls and quarters, and fleet folklore holds that any ship with her aboard will always prevail and return to the dock safely. She has never set foot on a planet's surface in her life, and has no plans to ever do so. She's described as a tall woman of slender build with a trademark paleness of the Voidborn. She has long, gauntly features and blue-gray eyes with a prominent epicanthic fold. Her hair has been a glossy gunmetal gray all her life. Most recently, it has turned the lighter gray of advancing age. She wears it in a thick, braided cable across her shoulders. She usually dresses in a formal Arbitrator General's cloak over neat shipboard fatigue, and the cloak pinned carefully so it won't billow or tangle in low gravity. Now that we know the lore to the Arbitrator Leukala, it's time to answer some questions that you guys left off in the comment section of yesterday's 40 Facts video. This was the 40 Facts in lore on the Chaos Space Marine Warband. the Magma Hounds. I'll put a link up above if you guys... Sorry, I had to clean my nose. If you guys are interested in watching that video, it's really cool because it was a Loyalist Space Marine chapter that succumbed to chaos because they were launched into the Eye of Terror and they landed on a Hellforge. So the story is pretty cool. It's short, super short, but it's still a really cool legion and it gives you good concepts. But yeah. If you guys have any questions about arbitrators or anything about the 40K universe, comment down in the comment section below and I'll answer them tomorrow. Or even if it's just like comments about or even if it's just suggestions about the channel or anything you want to be cleared up. But yeah, this first question comes from me. When will we get Gershwan versus the Sound Alchemist in a tabletop game battle report style? I really think that would be a way to really see you apply the lore and stats that you guys are talk about. We've done that before, so it's the if you Google One Mind Syndicate narrative campaign or narrative battle report, you'll find it. Or you could either just go to our channel. I think there's a playlist on it. But yeah, we played an entire game out and then we recorded it as if it was happening within the lore. And we thought it was like pretty cool. It took us like 2 weeks to film to put together because it was just a game. So it just took us, however long that game lasted. But I really enjoyed it, but it only got like 1,000 views. So it's one of those situations where we can't put that much time and effort into one video that's not going to do so well. We have to figure out a way to create battle reports that are easy to produce, get good views, and are entertaining. But yeah, if you're interested, I'll put a link up above to that narrative battle report, and then you can tell us what you think. We've actually done a lot of projects on the channel, but because of the 40 facts videos are the ones that hit it off, that's what most people know us for. But yeah, we've covered a bunch of different games too. That's why this isn't this is why this is One Mind Syndicate and it's not like some 40K centric title. Initially, our idea was just to talk about everything that we enjoy in the hobby, or just like hobbies from all over the place. But yeah, it now has narrowed down to a select few types of videos, and everybody knows us for the 40 facts videos. The horrible realities is a lot of fun. I'm still going to create some more, but the daily lives also, those are a lot of fun. I'll probably create those too, or videos around that same genre of it's still lore, but it's still fun and stuff. But thanks for the question. Now, on to the next one. This comes from Eric Taylor. Do you guys think GW will resurrect the Emperor from the Golden Throne? Plus, I heard there may be lore about Legion 2 and 11. No, I don't think the Emperor will ever be resurrected from the Golden Throne. At least I would hope that he doesn't, because I want GW to bring back Loyalist Primarchs before they bring back the Emperor of Mankind. I'm probably wrong, and the reason that I think I'm wrong is because back in the day we used to say, oh, Primarchs won't ever come back to the tabletop, and boom, we got Gilliman a month later. So in this situation, we might get the Emperor. It actually would make a little bit more sense to bring back the Emperor instead of one of the Primarchs, because if you're a White Scars player and you have Jagatai Khan come back, that's awesome for you. But if you're an Imperial Fist player and you have Jagatai Khan come back, well, so okay, I mean, it's good for them, it's awesome, but I think the Emperor encompasses more of the Imperium, and more people are going to purchase that one figure than they are a figure that's specific to one chapter. But that's just my thoughts. Who knows? And then the lore to the 2nd and the 11th Legion, that's another thing that I hope they don't do. It already exists. If you read the novels, especially the Horus Heresy novels, there's lore pertaining to those legions, so it all depends on the writers and how much freedom they get and how much they want to explore that lore. The less they explore, in my opinion, the better, because it gives us, the players of the game, the ability to create homebrew Primarchs and homebrew Gene Seed, homebrew chapters, all that kind of stuff. But But yeah, like I can definitely see GW in the future saying like, yeah, one of the Lost Primarchs is a female, or like this Lost Legion is actually a female legion. That's something that we used to joke about in the past, because in the lore it states like, you know, only males can become Space Marines. But I mean, it's 40K. Anything is really possible. But yeah, I mean, it could also go different ways. Like the legions could be something completely different too. Maybe abhumans. I don't know. Like the possibilities are endless. But again, the possibilities are endless because of the fact that it's just up in the air. We know some things about the Lost Legion, not everything, and hopefully that's how it stays. This question comes from Rascal the Rabbit. Do you think that the Marine Lead 2 in the book Saturnine, who is protecting the Big E's ex-misses, is from the missing 2nd Legion, seeing as John Grammaticus noted the Lead 2 imprint on a part of his unpainted armor, and the fact that he was armed with an aged but well cared for Phobos pattern bolt pistol? No, I don't think that he was part of the 2nd Legion. The Lead 2, that character, I think, has the gene seed of both the Primarch, or I'm sorry, the gene seed of both the Emperor and his ex-missus, as you call her. I don't remember her name, but if anything, he's more of like a proto-Adeptus Custodes, or Custodes, or maybe even like a Thunder Warrior kind of thing. More like an Adeptus Custodes. So not really coming from the Lost Legion, or the 2nd Legion. But that does highlight another point that I'm going to connect to like the Lost Legions and getting lore from the Lost Legion. If there is a character that exists within the lore that has the gene seed of the Emperor's ex-missus plus the Emperor, then that shows that there could be gene seed that comes from a woman. If that's the case, it could be that the Emperor created a legion of Space Marines, or Space Women, well, yeah, Space Marines, that was, that did have the gene seed of his ex-missus. And, you know, it might have not worked or whatever, however GW wants to twist it, but that is one way of introducing female Space Marines. That still makes sense within the lore. Initially, it's a concept that you don't want to happen, but at the same time, I mean, it's there. Comment down below, let me know what you guys think. Again, these are just theories. It's clearly stated that a man, or it has to be a boy that is going through puberty to become a Space Marine. But this could be a way around it. The next question comes from the big one. I find Judge Jerry boring. Do you think they should bring back the Jerry Springer show? Yeah, why not? I'd actually never watched the Jerry Springer show. I'd rather watch cartoons back then, more so than a bunch of like trashy people yelling at each other. And but yeah. Next question. This one comes from Jamie Garth. What do you think of 3D printed minis? I like the concept. What's funny is like 3 years ago, I used to say like, oh, the 3D printer, you know, can't handle the awesome details of that 40K can produce. But 40K uses 3D printers, or Games Workshop uses 3D printers. So yeah, the sky's the limit now. I've seen some really cool stuff on Instagram, of them just like painting up some really cool looking, or creating some really cool looking models and stuff like that. So yeah, do it. And those were the questions. Oh yeah, this is already 9 minutes. Those are the questions. If you guys have more comments or questions, comment down in the comment section below, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Thanks for listening, guys. This was Gersh1 with One Mind Syndicate, signing out.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.